Hello, welcome back to the channel. I hope you are having a fantastic day so far. So the stimulus payment continues. The IRS is still sending out stimulus payments to millions of Americans. A lot of people have already received the stimulus checks through their direct deposit. So if you have a direct deposit, you should have received your stimulus payment. Now, if you have not, the official date for the direct deposit is still till March 17th. So nothing is lost. Just be patient. You will get your stimulus payment via direct deposit if you have not yet received it. But before we dive into the details here of the stimulus payments, we're going to talk about some factors that are impacting the stimulus payments from an IRS standpoint right now. And also we'll talk about the critical information that you deserve to know when it comes to the economy and the stimulus package as a whole. So let's jump right into it. So what we're seeing right now is that the IRS is behind in processing nearly 7 million tax returns, and this is slowing refunds as it implements the new stimulus package. This is according to the report from the Washington Post. So looks like the tax refunds, if you are waiting for your tax refund, looks like that's being impacted by the new stimulus payment that the IRS is sending out pretty quickly. This is what we're seeing right now. So according to this report, the IRS has a backlog of returns that have not been processed for weeks. So people have turned in their tax returns, and those tax returns have not even been processed. So if you do have a tax refund, now you know why. Now you know why your tax refund is pending. So, and the IRS still has to send in the stimulus payments, the $1,400 stimulus payments, which they've started sending. And also, here's a very interesting thing too. According to this report, the delays are largely a result of a year's worth of extraordinary stimulus measures that have created more complicated tax returns for millions of Americans. So it looks like there's a lot more complication in the tax returns based off of the pandemic and the stimulus payments. The past stimulus payments that we've seen sent out, the first and second stimulus payments. So this has complicated things for the IRS. And then also the IRS did point out, this report did point out that the IRS was already struggling to adjust after the December stimulus payment, the $600 second stimulus checks. So the IRS was struggling with that, and now they have to deal with the tax refunds and the new stimulus check. So if you have not yet received your tax refund, just pat down, just know that it is coming. They just have a huge backlog right now. Okay, so this is the other suggestion that we're seeing from lawmakers. So some top Republicans, or a top Republican according to the Hill, is suggesting that the IRS should seriously consider extending the tax filing deadline. And I believe this is as a result of the stimulus payments being sent out at the same time. So according to this report, you do have the lawmaker from Texas. So Congressman Kevin Brady of Texas, the top Republican of the House Ways and Means Committee, did say yesterday that the IRS should consider extending the tax filing deadline. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. But according to Congressman Brady, he said they are trying to make changes to accommodate that overwhelming work responsibility right now. So again, we know the IRS should be overwhelmed, or appears to be overwhelmed, from all the stimulus package that they checks that they have to process and other benefits that they do have to process as well. Okay, so now this is another interesting question that people are, or situation that people are in right now. Most people are so restless about the stimulus payment. So if you have not yet received the stimulus payment, these are some things you can do. We talked about this briefly yesterday, and now we do have a report from CNBC on some of the things you can do for if you have not yet received your stimulus check. So the very first thing you want to do is go to the IRS Get My Payment website. I did talk about that website yesterday, and I said be watchful for scammers. There are a lot of scammers out there who are looking out who are trying to get your personal information. So be sure not to give out your personal information or social security number on any website that poses as the IRS. Be sure you're going to the irs.gov official website. So starting tomorrow, Monday, or starting on Monday, March 15th, we're going to see the Get My Payment tool become available again for you to track your stimulus payment. So if you want to track the status of your stimulus payment, you have to be patient and wait till Monday, and you can start tracking that on the IRS Get My Payment tool. Okay, now if you feel like you've already gotten your payment, but the number you saw was not what you expected, maybe the amount of money you received from the $1,400 stimulus payment was less than what you anticipated, you may have to file your 2020 tax returns if you have not done so, because this goes off of your 2019 or 2020 tax information So depending on your income in 2020, that may likely influence the amount you receive in the third stimulus payment. So if you feel like your payment is not enough, or you are expecting more than you got, be sure to check that you have filed your 2020 taxes. And sometimes there may be some errors in the processing or the final payment that gets to you. You just have to be patient or talk to the IRS and let them know what's going on. Okay, so now the other big thing here is, when will the rest of the folks who have not yet received their stimulus payments get theirs? So I've mentioned this before. I did say the first direct deposit are going to hit the bank accounts starting this weekend, and people have already started getting the stimulus payments starting on Friday, March 12th, and this is supposed to go all up till March 17th. So again, if you have not gotten that, be sure to be tracking your stimulus payments starting on Monday. And then for the first paper checks, the week of March 22nd is a projection for the paper checks to hit the mailboxes. So if you have not gotten your paper checks, be sure to check the mailbox the week of March 22nd. Now, for those who are not getting direct deposits, or those who do not get the paper checks, you chances are that you will likely get the EIP card, which is the economic impact payment. Be sure to check that in the mailbox the week of March 29th. That's what we're seeing right now when it comes to dates for the stimulus payment. Okay, so what else is on the horizon? So here's a very interesting report that I do want to share with you all, and this was shocking to me. So let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. According to CNBC, it cost Americans more than $66 million to cash their first stimulus checks. Let this sink in. More than $66 million was what the American people paid to cash the stimulus checks, the first $1,200 stimulus payment. This is a mind-blowing number. Now, who knows what that will cost for this third stimulus payment, the $1,400 stimulus payment. So according to this report, some of the key things here is that an estimated 22% of people received the first stimulus payments through the paper check. So 22% of the first stimulus check recipients got their payment via paper check. So if you got paper checks, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. How much did it cost you to cash your first paper check? Let us know in the comment section below. And now the other thing that we're seeing here is that the recipients of the new $1,400 stimulus checks could turn to those services again. So there's some services that people pay to cash their checks, and these services made a killing in 2020. $66 million. That's what the American people paid for these services to cash their stimulus checks. So according to this report right here, you can see Walmart retail store, you can see some other check casher. There's a 1% fee for cashing the checks through a check casher, and then you have some of them who charge 3% of the stimulus payment to cash the checks for the recipients. Then you have some of those who charge as high as 5% to cash the checks. But $66 million to cash the stimulus payments is a lot of money, and I want to get your thoughts on that in the comment section below. Now, on the bright side of things, it does appear that the Biden administration and this stimulus package did have a big win. So right now, what we're seeing, according to CNN Business, is that after the Biden stimulus package was approved and signed into law, the U.S. economy could grow and basically compete with China for the first time in decades. So here's the deal. So far, the U.S. economy has been in shambles, has been struggling based off of this pandemic, and China surprisingly has been picking up. But based off of what we're seeing right now, the experts are saying that this stimulus package is boosting the U.S. economic growth, and this could rival with China for the first time in decades. Not first time in history, but first time in decades. So I want to get your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now, one other interesting thing here is an international news, but Italy is imposing an Easter lockdown amid another spike. So right now they're going through another spike, and they have imposed an Easter deadline. So this is interesting, and this is kind of, just let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Another lockdown in Italy. I want to get your thoughts on this in the comment section below. Now, Last but not the least on this update, I just want to end this on a high note. The CEOs of America's biggest companies have reported, according to Fox Business, that they see recovery by the end of 2021. So this is great news. According to this report, 72% of CEOs say that the conditions for their companies have already recovered or will recover by the end of the year. So this is great news. Seeing that companies are recovering is a good sign for the economy and sends a signal of hope to the people. Let me know your thoughts about this in the comment section below. Before you leave, if you are looking to make some extra money from the comfort of your home, be sure to check out the helpful and exclusive videos on the right. And if you are looking to boost your credit score, or maybe you want to improve your credit limit, be sure to check out the helpful and exclusive videos on the left. See you in the next update. Stay safe and thank you for watching.